I believe that the reason God created man was for management.
Really? I have never heard it put that way.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
God will never allow growth where there is no management.
Wow, wow, wow.
So instead of praying for things from God, pray for the management ability.
Everything I tell you is true. Everything I open my mouth and I say is correct because heaven directs me on what to say. Eligwe, heaven will tell me and I will tell you it will come to pass in front of your eyes, not behind you. You will see it happening.
God will withhold things from you if you cannot manage them.
When you look at the facts that something around 1 million people perished as a result of the actions of the British and Russian and Nigerian federal governments.
Vis-a-vis what we see in Nigeria, which is truly not, it should not be surprising. Look, what's happening in Nigeria is barbarous. It's horrible. I mean, it's complete madness, yet it's not a priority. The United States unilaterally could do almost anything it needs to do. It would be a long-term effort, but it could be done. And the United States has the capability. All the elements of power, we have those.
So why not?
It's not a priority. That's the problem. We are committed elsewhere in the world. Black West Africa is not a priority.
Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
Excuse me. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when it's this, you tell somebody's secret? When you like, you tell a secret? When you like, it's in public? What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in secret. When you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me what to tell in secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad?
I, Nnamdi Kanu, will sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes.
We hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
know the meaning of discovery? It means to bring to light something that is buried on the ground. If you can accept that, then you know that Biafra is coming. There is nothing man can do about it. It's too late. Way, way too late. The countdown has begun.
Congratulations to you, Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the nations of the world, great people, hardworking people, Biafrans doing great things and making sure that we restore the kingdom of God here on earth. I want to appreciate you all. Today is the 25th day of February, the long-awaited day, the day that we have said and we had said we are going to send a message to the world and let the world know what we have in mind, and to let the world know that we are no more going to stay under the deceit of the universal world order, or the world order, or the universal order of things, where we are kept and meant to eat crumbs, where we are kept and meant to be enemies of ourselves, where we are made to fight ourselves, to subjugate ourselves. We know what they have done to us all these years and years and years, and killed us and maimed us, kept us Africans like fools, and called us citizens of a business company called Nigeria. And my first message here is this: we have succeeded in letting them know that today we have made a mark. We are not citizens of a company called Nigeria. We can't be citizens of a company, or we cannot be named as citizens of a company. It is only in the context of Nigeria, all over the nations of the world, where people claim to be citizens of a company. Called Nigeria. Remember, the real Niger company was, but yet also positioned to look like a country, so that it will be used as a means of stealing the resources of the people, deceiving the people, and causing them to be subjugated. Our eyes are open. We are no more daft. We are no more moved by emotions. We are no more moved by sentiments. We have come to face the real music. We have come to face reality. We have come to tell ourselves that we are certain and we are sure of the situation we are in, and we know what we are in, and we have come to free ourselves. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys. It's been a great time today. I decided to come this evening, especially in Biafra land. You know, it is about 5:05 in Biafra land, coming by this time, so that we would have been able to get some information on the ground. I know that you guys have gotten enough information. You can call in to the program to tell us what you feel about what has happened today. You can call in to tell us what you think is happening in the realm of the spirit or in the realm of the physical. Two things are happening. Remember, there is an evidence that the spiritual has given us Biafra. Everybody can attest to that. Confusion everywhere. Look at what happened in Lagos. What is happening in Lagos? I mean, it is obvious that they are going to, just like what happened in the book of First Chronicles chapter 20, where Jehoshaphat and all of that, Israel, were prepared for war, but the enemies killed themselves. In verse 20, it said, believe in the Lord your God, so shall you prosper. Believe in his prophets, so shall you be established. And that is how God was able to get the children of Israel victory, because they stood on Chukwokike. They stood on Elohim, who helped them to subdue the enemies. Today we are standing on the auspices. Now remember, some people were saying that some places, I've received several calls and messages today talking about, election holding somewhere, and election holding in the rural areas, and election doing this, and people are being sad. Some people have been angry. We expected to have 100% compliance, but yet we had some places where elections were going on. And I tell you something, and I'll try to make people understand something. You see, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done all these years is to make sure that we can be on the platter, or in the position where we can enforce the truth. And that is what Biafrans has done today. Without any enforcement of the sit at home, we had lot and up to 98% response. 98% response to this. We know that normally in this kind of thing, it's not always you're going to have people support what you're doing. In fact, people are ready to kill themselves to remain slaves. People are ready to get themselves destroyed to be slaves. And that is how it is, But we have been able to prove today that we have the will to exit a contraption that has killed our husbands, killed our fathers, killed our mothers, killed our daughters, killed our children, killed us, killed. I mean, what have we not lost? We have lost businesses, we have lost values, we have lost so many things because of that name, Nigeria. And that is why today we have sent our voice all over the nations of the world. Now, let me tell you something. This is just the first step of the action. And this is the time for us to all come together to make sure that we get these things set and continue in this process, in this vital process. We have to continue in this order, or else the enemies are not sleeping. Remember, now most of you can tell us the things that have been happening on the field. Some of you have news, and of course I can't give you, so I can't just stay here and begin to give you news because it's so much. So many things have happened, so many information, so many things on the ground, our intel on the ground, the information coming on ground. We know that we are winning. Now, for those of you who have been asking me since morning, and talking about some places having an election and all of that, let me tell you something. Those things are not enough to compare to what we have right now. And of course, those of you who have stood your ground and who now you can see that from this thing today, from this referendum that was conducted today, it is now obvious that 98% of Biafrans want their freedom. It is now obvious 98% of Biafrans want their freedom. We are not foolish. We are not stupid. We are Biafrans. We know what we want. We understand what we want. We know where we are placed. Now in Lagos today, we saw so many things happening to our brothers, especially those Biafrans who decided to remain stupid. You see, sometimes you begin to wonder, how can people remain stupid in the midst of what is happening to them? And sometimes you just wonder how it happens. But anyways, you have to understand something, that those who decide to remain stupid, either they remain stupid being arrogant, either they remain stupid being ignorant, either they remain stupid being stupid, either they remain stupid being possessed by forces that want to destroy them. Do you know why somebody like Judas Iscariot could betray? Not because he don't you see that later he discovered that the money he even used and he got from the sale of Jesus Christ was blood money, and he threw the money away and he killed himself. You know why? At that point in time, there's a force that makes some people take action, even that their action will still bring about the manifestation of the truth, but yet that thing will destroy them. That action will still destroy them. That is what is happening. That is what is going to be happening to these people. Now, you saw some of our brothers, people who were flogged in Lagos, who were, some of our people are just stupid. You just wonder the level of their stupidity. Anyways, but it is a proof that definitely, in spite of their stupidity, we still got 98% compliance, 98% of the result. 98% of what is happening. I want to appreciate you guys for joining wherever you are joining from. Please, you can call in through the number. Today is discussion day. Today is interaction day. Lynn said he has so many questions. I have tons of questions. Lynn, please bring your questions. If you want to call in and ask those questions, you're free. If you want to send messages of the questions, you can send them. I appreciate you guys. In fact, it's good to have you guys here. It's quite very, very interesting. And I have to acknowledge everyone who is sending message here. I have Chioma Francisca. Chioma, thank you so much, Francisca. Chioma, and thank you so much for your message. Long live MSC and MNK. Thank you so much. And of course, we see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been vindicated, and prophecy of what the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying, all of them have come to pass, including the ones of the people not looking for their money and not saying it. You can imagine. See, we have told you people before that whatever Nigeria does, it will backfire. That's just to watch it. This battle you are seeing right now is not by anybody. That is why you saw that there was no enforcement of the sit at home, yet people complied to the point of 98%. This battle is being fought by God. It is not fought by anybody. It is not by anybody. It is not even by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the person who sent him on the mission is already the one fighting the battle already, because he had already made the path and designed the whole process and put him in it. And all we have to join forces to do is to sit on the program of the spiritual, which controls the spirit of Biafra, to make sure that these things are manifest. Now, I want to tell you, if you want to call in the number, for those of you who don't have the number, you can call in. Those of you who want to, whether you want to talk about what is the situation of things, or you want to talk about how you feel about the whole thing, or some of you who are dissatisfied or who have questions to ask, you want to ask questions, you are free to do that today. Today is Saturday, and it's the Nugget Conference today. You're free to do that right now. And the program here is Nugget Conference on Biafra Global Network. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to call in, the number is +212 707 898 194. +212. I'll pin it so that you can get it. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. So the number has been pinned, so you can look at it, and then you can now call in if you have any question, if you have any observation, or you have something to say, you have a message to convey, or whatever thing that you have in mind to do. I want to appreciate you, and Mike Obiezu, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you for your message. You're actually the second person who sent a message today. I want to thank you so much for that. I thank you. I appreciate you. And Lynn says, I'm glad to be here. Good greetings. Glad you are on Kelechi. I have tons of questions. Please, Lynn, send your questions. We want to answer your questions, and at the same time, for other people who also have such kinds of questions to also get the benefit of the answers. So send your questions. If you want to call in, that's the number pinned. And if you want to call in, just call that number pinned that I've pinned, +212 707 898 194, and let's talk and let's discuss the issues that concerns us. We are winning. Congratulations. This referendum today has proved to the world, even the world media and platforms are not even saying anything. They are pretending they are not seeing it. It is normal anyways. We know them. They are pretending they are not seeing what is happening. They are pretending they don't know that we have conducted a referendum. That referendum they are avoiding, we have conducted it. In fact, the election they organized has succeeded, has become their referendum for us, because we have been able to tell them that we are not endorsing Nigeria anymore. We can't endorse what is killing us. We can't endorse what is killing our daughters. We can't endorse what is killing our talent, our gifts. We can't endorse. For God's sake, I keep asking this question and nobody is answering this question. How can you say you are a citizen of a company? We all know that Nigeria is a company. How can you be a citizen of a company? Let's ask ourselves, where have you heard it in the world? We know that every company has an employee, has employees, have employer, have investors or stakeholders. These are the people who make up a company, not citizens. Where have you heard that people are citizens of a company? But in Nigeria, the business name called Nigeria, which was formerly Royal Niger Company, is a company having citizens from Africa. Why wouldn't they treat you bad? Why wouldn't they kill you in USA and you begin to protest Black Lives Matters? How can you be black and your life will matter? You are black. You do know what it means? When they say black, you know what it means? It means that you are condemned. You are nobody. That's what they're trying to say. You are a shadow. You are like the darkness. You are darkness. You are not important. You're only important for things that are criminal. It is only criminal things that are done in the dark. People do criminal things or things that they know the public cannot watch. They don't want the public to watch. They do all these things at night, in the dark. That's why people do these things in the dark. So they call us blacks because they want to rob us and rubbish us. Thank you so much for calling in. And good to have you. Good to have you live and direct on the program. Thank you so much. You are live on Biafra Global Network. Please go on with your submission.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good. Yes, good. Good day. Please.
Good day.
Yes, good to hear. Good to hear you.
I'm glad to hear you today. I'm really glad.
Good to hear you too.
I was watching your submission on Twitter. Twitter
Oh.
wow,
Thank you.
Wow. Wonderful really glad. My
Wow.
heart was so happy.
Wow.
And
Wow.
thank you so much. God bless
It's
you.
my pleasure.
God bless
It's
you.
my amen. He say,
fortunately, our people at home in the rural area, in the villages, they
yes.
don't know what is going on.
Yes.
And so unfortunately that they refuse to go to vote. But
Yes.
they don't know what is going on.
Yes.
Even when I call my brothers in the village, they say, yeah, people are.
Sorry, let me reset it so that it can be louder, so that our people can hear. All right. All right.
What will be our fate? What will be on now? What is going to be on now? I said, my brother, it's not something to be just automatic.
Yes.
Hold their faith.
Yes.
That very soon, you people will be thinking that you are still in Nigeria.
Yes.
You don't know that you are already in Biafra.
Yes.
For
yes.
That, you just keep calm and let them do their voting. The rural voting, it doesn't matter because they might vote thinking that they are voting, but
yes.
still, they are voting.
And of course, you see that most of them experienced what Nigeria can offer today. Some of them were flogged, some of them were beaten in Lagos, some of them were sent away. They told them, in fact, when they get to the polling booth, they tell them, they said, if you
one of my village lady that is in UK here is crying. When I called her, she's crying. Do you see what they did to people? I said, my sister, shut up.
Oh my God.
But university, and you still thinking about all these things. Because he sent money to Nigeria. He said, even internet, we can't send any money to Nigeria. And even if we send money, they are not going to get it. I said, then, I want people to go and let them get this money. Why are we that is in abroad cannot listen and hear something that is going on? It's
honestly,
we that have to educate our people in village. I'm really pity. I'm really angry with you, my sister, that you don't want to listen to me because I have explained to her several times. Because many of us that in this UK, too much of work. They can't have any chance to go to internet and listen and hear what is going on in that country. They call their country. In that industry, they call their country. But if they are here only to make themselves notice that they are in abroad, but that they are sending money to their people and their people are living well, that is all. That is all. Many of Igbo people, especially, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about the stupidity we are finding ourselves.
That is it. We would always have such kinds of people.
Most of the time, my heart just stops and my heart just feels in a painful situation that some of us that in abroad that doesn't want to listen. I really pity them. But God is in control.
Yes.
He will see us through.
Yes.
He will see us through.
Not everybody was interested in going into. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you so much for your call. Thank you. Thank you. We're excited. Of course. Of course. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control.
I always listen to you. It's me, Obioma.
Yes, I know it's you. I didn't want to mention your name.
As a man, I'm a woman. My father called me.
Elekwachi, of course.
During the war, I was born during the war.
Wow.
And he said that, the love from God is so powerful to get my mom to give back to me. Despite they was and then enjoying themselves before the war. Then they have to run from. I'm really glad that that name continue going with my life. My brothers and sisters, they say they haven't seen anybody that I'm doing what I'm doing to them.
Wow.
That my name follows me. That Obioma is really Obioma that they are trying to do.
Obioma, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
bro.
I appreciate you so
Have a
much.
nice day.
I appreciate, and
Something
you
I'm
too, and you
listening
too,
now,
and you
I
too.
will continue listening to you.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, all right.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Good to have you here always. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the call. The line is open now for you who want to call in and you want to say how you feel. You want to ask a question. You want to have something to. Lean was asking a question. He was asking. He thought we had no election today, but what we have is election boycotts. No, it wasn't election boycott. It was no election. If you look at the videos that you saw going around, you see that most places, there were lots of places, nobody was on the streets, everybody was. Yes, you know that there are some other places where you saw people, walking around and people deciding to say they want to vote and all of that. But in 98% of the places in Biafra land, there were no elections. There was no election. So we know that it is not a boycott means that everybody goes around in the normal businesses, but we are saying we don't want to be part of election, and everybody goes around and still doing what they are doing. But no election means that we are not we don't endorse this election, and that is the only way you can now have the kind of result we had today, and that result is a referendum to the Nigeria contraption, and that is how we got it. And thank you so much. So let me go back to the messages of our people. Please, if you want to call in, you can call in through the number. I appreciate those of you who were on Twitter today. It was a great time, and we had to make people understand and let the world understand that what we are doing is truth, is true and real. We are even saving the world from calamity. That is what we are doing. We are not fighting for our selfish interest. As I said on Twitter Space today, it is not about the resources. Resources is a secondary. The resources are secondary issues. The issue here is the fundamental thing of human value, giving humanity value. When you don't value any other people, you want to rubbish them, you want to crush them, there will be a problem to you. It's just like when in your community, you are the only rich person, you are the only person around there who has money. Forget it, one day you will go down, because those people around you, one day, they see that, you only want to lift yourself up and you want to be the big man here. Every other person should be under you. One day they will kill you. So the best thing you can do is to make sure that everybody around you is comfortable. When everybody around you is comfortable, they will even protect you. Now today, America and other nations that are rubbishing us are suffering because you know why? They are still feeling the heat of the trauma, of the trouble. Today, they are investing so much on security because they have refused to do the right thing. That is why what we're doing right now will bring about peace. When Africa is liberated through this genuine liberation program we are carrying out under the auspices of Biafra, definitely we are going to have the world living in peace and things happening right in this world. That is why we are resolute. That is why we are determined. That is why we are strong, standing strong. That is why we open ourselves up to the truth in spite of the dangers. If I tell you the kind of the messages I receive, the kind of threats and all of that, because we are standing on the truth, the kind of threats, the kind of tracking and these kinds of things are things you face, but you have to stand strong to make sure that you restore the truth and peace. We Biafrans are resolute. We are not going back. So, Lynn, we have not just done. We have not. It is not about election boycotts. No, it is about no election in Biafra land, and that is what we have succeeded in doing today, and that is what stands. Lee says maybe it is semantics of words. I am a very literal person, so I thought that would be that there will be no place for even vote. Yes, you know why? Let me tell you something. You see, we have to understand something. You see why sometimes we don't apply force in the things we do. Let me explain it very well. The reason why we don't apply force in the approach, especially at this stage, when it has to do with our people. We know our people are stubborn. And we know that the Fulanis are capitalizing on the stubbornness of our people to get at us. Now, when you want to follow our people the way they are, what happens is this. Fulanis now capitalize on your action trying to enforce a particular thing and cause damage and harm to you and then turn the blame on you. Let's say it now. In the last 5 days sit at home, you saw what happened. Where we tried to do some enforcement and making sure that people go back home. What happened? The Fulanis capitalized on it and started killing our people. When they killed them, they say it was because we were enforcing the sit at home. Then this happened. Now remember, we were expecting that everybody every Biafran today, every Biafran is knowledgeable about what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preached and the gospel of truth that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preached. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took over 10 years preaching the gospel of truth, preaching Biafra, preaching the gospel, making our people aware of what we are in and what we need to do. That alone is enough for enforcement. Now, the reason why you didn't see forceful enforcement today, even if the words from the spokesperson was an enforcement, telling Biafrans, sit at home, we are sitting at home, that alone is an enforcement, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu liberated us through words. He spoke through the microphone and we became liberated. Every one of you today, we are talking about our rights, our freedom and everything because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. So he expects us also to follow the footsteps of heeding to instructions based on the fact that we have been liberated through words. We don't need arms to force you into obeying instructions, because the fact that you have been liberated means that you will always obey instructions. So when you hear that is why we told you initially, listen to instructions. Listen to instructions. When you listen to instructions, you would know what to do right and what not to do at that particular time. That is why you saw that 98% of the people listened to instructions and they voluntarily sat at home today. They voluntarily sat at home because you know why? Initially, the words of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had liberated the people. So when the people are liberated, naturally they obey instructions. So when the word comes or the instruction comes, sit at home, we are not going to validate Nigeria election. Automatically, those who are in the spirit, who have been bought over and liberated, obeys. But you know, not everybody will always obey. Most people will not be, some people will not be liberated. Even before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, you saw lots of people, they castigate him. They said, come to Nigeria, come if you are strong, come and fight from there, come and lead from. When ESN was formed, oh, all hell broke loose. Hey, come back, come and join them, come and stand in front of them and lead them to battle. We had people who were fighting themselves, thinking they were fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had succeeded in liberating 98% of people. And when the instruction, now listen, liberation goes before instructions. Now what happens? Let me give you an instance. When God sends his words and his word delivers us and heals us, for instance, when you give your life to Christ, the next thing you do is that you begin to heed to instructions of Christ, right? That's not how it goes. As soon as you are able to receive the word of salvation and you get born again, for instance, and you now decide to live holy, the next thing you do is that you begin to obey the commandments. Is it not correct? So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu liberated us, all we need to do now is to listen to instructions and obey instructions. No need for anybody to enforce anything for people to obey, because we are all already liberated. Thank you so much for joining live on the program today, the referendum that has been conducted. Thank you so much, live on Biafra Global Network. Thank you, my brother. Go on, please.
How are you doing?
I am doing fine, great and wonderful. Today the referendum has been conducted and we are very fine about it.
Yes. I can see that. I don't mind the stupid people that are shouting all over the social media, disturbing people. We have gotten what we want.
That's right.
It's not that now some people will not disobey. Some will disobey, but the majority did not go and validate this contraction called understand?
Sure.
I just want to contribute my quota. Keep on the good work. Thank you very much. We are going home. Biafra is here.
That is it. That's right. Thank you so much, my brother. We are going home and Biafra is here. That is positivity. And that's the fact. Those who have been liberated, listen to instructions. Those you see today and you heard today and you saw today who refuse to heed to instructions are those ones who would always be stubborn, like those 5 virgins who refused to carry their lamb. Today we had those who listen to instructions. Now let me ask you, didn't you notice that as soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, some of the people were distracted? They started following after election. They started following, endorsing Nigeria by accepting for one of their son called Peter Obi to become part of a Nigeria system, a Nigeria program. They now followed him when somebody who is fighting for their liberation and they claim to love is locked up by the same contraption by the same evil people designing and conducting this election that they want them to vote. Now, how can your enemy design a program for you, and you as a reasonable person will go and endorse your enemy's program by going along with the program of the enemy? How does that happen? Where does it happen? That is why I said you can never be an intellectual and be a Nigerian. It is not possible. These are two things, 180 degrees. These are two different things. The opposite of a Nigerian is an intellectual. If you are intellectual, you cannot be a Nigerian. And every Nigerian is not an intellectual, no matter their academic, position, no matter their level of academic, achievement. They are never. Watch them very well. Watch anybody trying to defend Nigeria. Watch how stupid they now sound. Watch how stupid they now sound. You can call in if you want to call in. The number is already pinned on the comment section. The number is +212 707. Sorry, please. +212 707 898 194. All these people who have been calling, you see, all these celebrities, so-called celebrities we have in the zoo, in the contraption, especially those ones from Biafra land. You saw them perambulating and talking anyhow on social media and campaigning and telling you and change their profile pics to obedience and campaigning and all of that. Today you saw how disgrace has caught them, how shame has caught them, how they have been disgraced. You saw what happened in Lagos. How many of you know what happened in Lagos? You saw what happened to even our brothers. You see, when you are told the truth, when the truth comes to you, you ignore the truth, you would always be disgraced. When the truth comes to you, you ignore the truth, you will always be disgraced. That's the truth. When God gives you ability to get the truth, that is why when God sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to give the truth, you would observe that those who refuse to take the truth become always ashamed of themselves and disgracing themselves. Look at how our brothers, if they have refused to go for the election, will they be treated this way today? Do you know that some of our people were flogged today in Lagos by Agberos? They were telling them, come, if you are here, come. You just vote for APC. If you don't vote for APC, this is what we're going to do to you. We're going to kill you. We're going to do this to you. In the north, somebody said that they were even taking the hands of the people, telling them where to thumbprint. They put their hand where they are going to thumbprint. How stupid! When you allow yourself to be controlled by the enemies, you will always do the bidding of the enemy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has taught you enough for you to allow yourself to become a stupid person endorsing the contraption. Now, how can Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have taught you the truth, who have given you the words of truth, shown you the way, suddenly shown you the way to see your enemies and know your enemies, suddenly the same enemies that he told you about, that he preached to you about, that he told you who they are and told you what they are coming to do to you, after you have been able to be educated by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those same enemies now kidnapped him and tortured him for 8 days and extraordinarily renditioned him to their enclave, to their shrine called the DSS dungeon, and kept him there in that place, torturing him, humiliating him, dealing with him. And you that he has liberated, you that he has taught, you that God has used him to make you understand some basic things about what is happening to you, suddenly you become the one who is now turning your back on him. Remember, he said, I will not disappoint you, but you will disappoint me. How come you now become the one fulfilling that negative prophecy? For you to even decide to even go and embrace politics. That is why some of you were flogged in Lagos today, because you have touched the anointed of God, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you think that touching the anointed means that going to kill the person or doing, no. By the time as soon as you turned your back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially you that is a Biafran, as soon as you turned your back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you automatically became the enemy of God, because he was sent by God, and what is going to happen to you, the worst is going to come to you. Those of you who turned your back on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the worst is coming. You went to join the enemies to conduct an election. The enemies, how can the enemies give you something that will profit you when you already know their original plan to kill you? How do you think that the election they are conducting is going to be beneficial to you? Why would Blinken, for instance, come to join in a jingle for 59 minutes, talking and endorsing you, telling you to go? Why would Katrina Lang, or whatever her name is, begin to talk up? Why would she begin to give you information on INEC to go and take your PVC and all of that? Doesn't that tell you that these people are still in the program of killing you and making sure that you take that poison they always prepare for you? Today, as as Solomon Ike said, they are crying. Today, people are saying, you see all of them on the internet, they are saying, this election is, why is APC not wanting us to do this? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Foolish people. Biafra. You see, I've said it before, during my broadcast. I said, when you see wise, intelligent, intellectual Biafrans, they are very, very intelligent and very, very wise. When you see the foolish ones, they are so foolish, extremely foolish, that the foolishness will cause you to shiver. Even Satan himself will be shivering, wondering how Satan himself is surprised at their foolishness. Satan. Because there are two extreme sides of Biafrans. God has given them wisdom, but anytime they turn their back against wisdom, they become extremely foolish. They become extremely foolish that Satan himself becomes so surprised at their foolishness. And Solomon Ike said, P Square cry well. P Square never starts. I don't even like calling their names because I've sent him messages several times on his Twitter space when he begins on his Twitter handle, when he begins to talk nonsense. As you see, I've told you guys that for the fact that people are call themselves celebrities doesn't mean they have sense. For the fact that somebody goes to a studio and does music and then everybody now love the music doesn't mean they are intelligent. Sometimes we overrate people based on the fact that they have become popular. You don't give people, you don't attest of people's ability or people's capacity by their popularity. No. Popularity does not guarantee capacity. I want you to understand that. Satan is popular now, don't you know? Satan is popular. Even Osama bin Laden is popular. So when you see Biafrans in our land who have become popular based on the fact that Illuminati and others gave them a platform to do their music and produce their songs and make sure that their song go viral, doesn't mean they're intelligent. And I posted something yesterday on P Square's page when he talked about EFCC, reporting to EFCC, and I said, oh God, I said something there. And before I go on that narrative, please, King, you're welcome. Good to have you on the program live and direct on Biafra Global Network Nugget Conference program today. Thank you so much for joining. Please, you can go on.
God bless you. This is the Archbishop of the Most High God.
Oh my. Good to have you.
I want to thank all Biafrans that sat at home today.
Right.
I want to say, may our God bless them.
Thank you so much.
We are going home.
Yes, we are.
My message from my location goes to the election observers from all over the world.
Yeah.
Catriona, Leang, and Co. My message goes to them. Please use their medium to tell them to showcase, to show us videos and pictures from Biafra land today.
Yes.
We don't want them to come and say, "Oh, election was free and fair." Only that there was few problems, election was free and fair. No, we want them to show us, to show the whole world pictures and videos from Biafra land. Biafra stands for no election. Biafra stands for referendum, and there is no going back on it. That's where we stand.
That's right.
God bless you and all the other pilots. God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and God bless Mazi Simon.
Thank you so much. He said, thank you so much, Bishop of the Most High. Thank you so much for that submission. In fact, let them show us evidences. They have to give us evidences. As usual, they will come to tell us it was free and fair, although there was little skirmishes, but it was free and fair. That is their narrative. That is how they want to sustain the contraption so that they can still keep doing what they're doing. Ifoma says that Chioma Chukuma cried too. Ifoma don't they will cry, they have not cried, they're going to cry out blood. Solomon Ike says Ifoma very soon Fulani will marry them. Of course, maybe when Fulani marries them, they'll be so happy. Since they are hell bent on staying with Fulani, they even if Fulani is killing them, raping them, they want to still stay with Fulani. We must stay together. We must stay together. And you can imagine some people who say God called them, they have the anointing. They will tell you that God wants Nigeria to stay. How can God want Nigeria to stay? How can God want you to stay with people who are killing you? You are not in the first place. You are not part of them. God didn't create you with them. Suddenly Britain comes in and put all of you together and say you must stay together. And now you're telling me that same program of Britain. The reason why Britain did it is not because they want your interest, but because they want to rape you, maim you, kill you, keep you subjugated, so that they will keep taking what belongs to you. Yet you are saying God is the one who endorsed Nigeria. I was just looking at them. I see so many people sending me messages saying so many rubbish. I don't even respond to them. All I do is I just go on the fact and the basis, and I just respond. You can still call in if you want to have your observation. You have something to say about today. You have anything to say about the election generally. You have your observations, the things that you are concerned about. And just like Lynn asked the question, if it was a referendum, if it were an election boycott, or if it were just no election. So you can call in, you can make your contributions. The number is pinned already. You can have the number on the comment section. It's pinned already. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. That is the number. You can call in your contributions, your observations, everything you want to say. You are free to say them together. My brothers and sisters, friends, we are going home, and I want Oduduwa people to know that don't worry about what had happened. Don't worry about the thuggery and all of that happened. Our freedom portends freedom for you. Those in the middle belt, our freedom portends freedom for you. Hausa Nation, our freedom portends freedom for you. I want everybody to know that what is happening right now, blessing. Norma TV says, God bless you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our nation, Biafra, is here. We are proud of Biafrans for sitting at home. Yes, we are proud of you. We are so excited about you guys, sitting at home today and making history. For the first time, we have carried out a successful no election in Biafra land. A successful one, in spite of other times that they would want to force the people to do it. And of course, thank you so much for joining. You are live on the program on Biafra Global Network Nugget Conference. Please, you can go on with what you have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love what you guys are doing. Even I was in a Twitter when you were replying one lady. I love your submission there so much. I enjoyed it so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
What is really happening today is I'm so much happy. But there is one question that I really want to have an answer on it that has been bothering me. Each time I tell my people and other friends to stay at home, they always ask me this question. That question is because yesterday I would have asked that question, but I couldn't get Mr. Goodman on WhatsApp.
Okay.
So that person asked me, if assuming nobody came out of this election, nobody voted as it is right now,
yes,
then what is the next level? What is their fate? Will the Biafra come immediately, or will there be some more agitation and other things? So I say, well, I answer in the way I can be able to answer, but I think it's not much satisfied. But I really want to hear from you guys to know the real thing. So that is my question.
Now, when it comes to things that have to do with nation, you always know that also that the international community is involved. But for the international community to be very, very involved, you must make a mark for yourself. And that mark is your determination and your decision and your actions. Now, obviously, all this while we have been talking about we want our nation, and they are pretending they are not seeing it because of their interest. But of course, it comes to a point where they can no more ignore you based on the mark you have made. Now, one thing about the international community is that in spite of the fact that they are criminal, they are civil, and at the same time, they are sensible. They observe you, and when it comes to the point where they see that they can no more keep quiet, they will speak. So now that we have been able to make them see, their observers have come, and they have been able to see that election in our land was not conducted as they expected. They will definitely go to their organizations and they must write report. 2, we now that have been able to certify to the international community of this, we will now take action from now. The actions we're going to take from now is that we are now going to begin to take stringent actions and operations that will spell further what we're doing. Now, remember, we have started in this light now. We have been able to make the mark. We have our men on ground. We have our soldiers on ground. We have our program on ground. We have our plans on ground. The fact here is this: there are so many things that are in our program that we may not come to. Hello, are you there? Somebody's. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, there are so many things that are on ground, that are in the template or in the program, that we would not come all out to say to everybody, because we have strategy. Maybe you will listen to me. You will just listen from the background because the noise is coming out from there. And so maybe you listen from the background. I think you will still be hearing me.
I can hear you.
Okay, because we're hearing background noise. That's why I'm saying so. So now, aside these further actions that we will be carrying out from now, that is why we say everybody should. This is the time for instruction. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has already delivered us mentally, psychologically. So this is the time for instructions. All everybody must do now is to obey instructions. As soon as you are delivered, the next thing you do is that you live up to the instructions, and you live up to the agenda that is connected to that obedience or to that deliverance that you have gotten. For instance, when you get born again, the next thing you do is you begin to behave like Christ. Because now you have decided to accept Christ into your life. You begin to behave like Christ. And anything Christ says you should do, you do. The same way also, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given us this narrative. And now we have come to this point where we have proven to the world that we are free, and we have decided to take our freedom by ourselves and by our action. What everybody must do now is that you must begin to now open your ears to instructions. Now, there are so many things on ground that cannot be said, because you cannot come and lay your strategies up there or on the social media platform so that the enemies can, know your strategies. But the only thing that people can do now is to begin to listen to instructions. People will listen to instructions. That's what they have to do right now. And again, too, what people have to do now, understand that we have already sent the message to the international community. They will now begin to expect us to follow it up. And remember, we have told you that we have gone into alliance with some nations of the world. They want to see our action first. They want to see that we're evidently able to prove that we all are ready to leave. Now, by this referendum we have conducted today, we have sent messages to those our partners in the world, those nations of the world that are our partners. We have sent messages to them that we are ready. So by the time we take our evidences to them now, we'll now begin to talk business. They will now begin to come strongly with us from now. So two things will be happening. We will be taking actions from what we have gotten today to the international community, and those ones who are our partners who have already decided to work with us when we have evidences will now begin to respond to us based on the actions we're going to take from now. And third, what is going to happen right now is that there are so many things on ground that will now begin to play out, which we cannot come on media space to start saying, because we're going to be exposing ourselves to the enemies and giving them our tactics. So let everybody be positive from now. Things are going to begin to happen in a different mood. I hope I've been able to answer you.
You answer my question. For me, I'm not scaring or anything, but our people, they like to ask too much of questions. Because in this issue aspect, there is one of my good friend, even my best friend, like my brother, which about 3 days ago now, I want to seriously about every time when he called me, he would be telling me about Samuel, this and this. I say, hey, Mr. Man, please, if you watch any video and you are contented with that video, instead of you calling me and both of us will be arguing, just stop it. And if you continue with this, I will never pick your call again. So just stop it. Let this be first and last. You call me. So I think maybe because of that, what happened yesterday, he couldn't call me to tell me any rubbish. Because I tried to ask him, if you say that you always listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I believe anybody that believes in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must also believe in because there is no difference between their two. Definitely. Then I try to tell him that if you listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even before his kidnapping, there is something, there is prophecy that he said 2 weeks before that kidnapping. And that prophecy, if you are trying to tell me that
nothing difficult there. Just to go at the end of the day, like today, they'll just ask us to go and vote. Then what is the difficult there? So
that's it.
If you tell me that you are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and now you are telling me, so it shows that you are not even following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So stop calling me on phone from now on.
Just hold on. Like just hold on, please. I'm hearing that there's no sound. People are saying there's no sound. Please, I want to, no sound. Okay, I have to confirm. People are saying no sound. So let me refresh quickly so that people can get, please let me refresh quickly. Just hold on there, please don't go so that you can say the things you said again so people can understand what you said. So let me refresh and get this done quickly. Yes. Let me know, please. I want to get the signal that there's sound now. Please, everybody, please let me get the signal that there's sound now, please. Give us the signal. All the messages are gone because I had to refresh, so I cannot look at the messages again. But anyhow, it is there's sound. All right, there's sound now, so you can go on, please. Go on with what you were saying.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's almost I'm done with what I'm saying. So I'm always crazy. I'm always crazy each time I see people saying that they are fighting for freedom. At the end of the day, you see somebody also fighting the same freedom and you are rejoicing. But imagine, Fulani government are rejoicing. You yourself as a freedom fighter, you are rejoicing. Then what is the difference there?
Oh my God, it's crazy.
So please don't tell me next time again that this one do this one. If you know the person that you believe, just go with that person. At the end of the race, they will know the person that is fighting for freedom. But mind you, just know that you have never listened to Nnamdi Kanu. If you are listening to Nnamdi Kanu, you will not be telling me this nonsense.
Very well, very well. Thank you so much, my brother, for calling. Thank you for your submission. In fact, you have made some vital points, and I know that Biafrans have got the points. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. For the line is now open. You can call in if you want to call in. Anybody who is there is enough sound. Thank you so much. I see the messages coming in. There's sound. Now we can hear ourselves loud and clear. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has educated us enough, and this is the time to take our destiny. See, Biafrans, don't give. This is not the time to relax. We have to take it this time strongly. I have lost the whole messages because I refreshed. I wish I had all the messages still intact. Without, when you refresh, the messages go. So I would have loved to read some of our messages and comments. But however it is, keep sending the messages and the comments so that we can have them. I saw Austin Future have sent that message and he said Biafra upgraded. Yes, Biafra is upgraded, and today we have been able to prove that we are in control. And I want you guys to know that what we have done today is a loud proof to the world. It's an evidence that we have taken control of our territory. See, there's no way we can succeed. No matter where you are in the world, you can never succeed unless you are in your territory as a sovereign nation. Now, even if you are going to leave your territory to somewhere else, you must still have a sovereign base. Your base must be sovereign before you can now talk about, because it has a way of boosting who you are and giving you prestige wherever you are in the whole, all of the world. Now, let me give you an example. Do you know that when a Chinese come into Africa today, they succeed faster and quicker? You know why? They quickly attract opportunities. You know why? Their nation is successful. In their nation, they are successful. So by that success, people look at their nation and look at the value their nation offers to the world, and people look at that particular Chinese as a cynosure of that success. So wherever they go, people respect them based on that. The same way also, when an American come into Africa, they give them that value and all of that. You give them that value, you respect them because you know why? Because you know that their nation is successful. Now, the reason why you go out there in America, in the Caribbean, in Europe, to go and hustle, and they give you menial jobs, they give you women, they give you old people who are dying or who are pooing on their body, to tell you to go and wash their buttocks, to tell you to go and feed old people, to tell you to go and pack their shit and do all of this work, or to tell you to wash cups. It's because where you are coming from, you have not done your job. Where you are coming from, you have not done your job. You are still a slave to yourself. That is why you would go to their countries and you don't have the best opportunities. But when an American comes to your place, they have the best opportunities. When China comes to your place, they have the best opportunities. They have what it takes. They start work, they start company, they introduce a company, they start a business, they employ you and punish you in your own company, in your own country. in your own nation. They come to your space, they subjugate you, still make you a slave. You know why? Their own nation is successful. So when you are looking at them, you look at them with the eyes of their nation. If we don't liberate ourselves and our nation, they will keep looking at us as they are looking at us all over the nations of the world. You look at, see, let me tell you, all this issue of Black Lives Matters and all this stuff they are doing all over the nations of the world is rubbish. They can never give you, say them right, equal rights. There will still be racism. The only way you can erase racism is when you now think of restoring the nation that you are from, making it one of the best in the world. Today, Dubai is one of the best. Wherever they go in the world, they are respected. So that is why we are doing what we are doing. Now, I want to tell you, all of you who have been screaming obedient, who have been screaming obi, all of you, all of you, you see the shame that is coming to you. You have not seen anything yet. All of you are saying that when, in case it fails, you now come back to start shouting with your Biafra. What stupidity! You were killed in Lekki Tollgate. Not even only Lekki Tollgate. People were being killed all over until the main killing happened in Lekki Tollgate. True Talk, Margaret TV says, true talk, my brother. Them raise our kids. Them raise our kids. Okay, I'm trying to understand that, but true talk, okay, understand. We must give value to ourselves. We must restore our sovereignty. We must get our values back. And that is what we are doing. And that is why we have said there will be no election in Biafra land. And today we have achieved that 98% of that. You know why? We were not coerced to do it. We were not forced to sit at home. We were not forced to stop the election. We collectively agreed just by the words, instructions, and suddenly we obeyed. Do you know this is, oh my God, today is so exciting. That means we are truly disciples of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That means we have been truly redeemed on our minds, even if we have those who are still in darkness. And I was telling you about darkness. They call you black because they see you as nothing, as nobody, as a source of evil. They gave you that narrative as a black, calling you black because they want to make you feel that they have what it takes to take you out of darkness. That is why they will tell you Black West Africa is not a priority. They will tell you are not a priority. You are not. Why are you bothering? Why are you bothering us? But when it comes to election, they now come all out. They even go into releasing jingle. You can imagine somebody like Anthony Blinken, United States Secretary of State. Oh, Lord have mercy. Will come all out to feature in a jingle, 59 seconds jingle. Let me play that jingle to you. Let me play that jingle so that some of you will see it. Most of you have not seen that jingle. You can imagine how he stooped so low. He became so low, stooped low, came to work for INEC, United States Secretary of State, working for INEC, advertising for INEC. Is it not shameful? Because of election. You know why? Not to benefit you, just because they want to steal your resources and continue to steal your resources. And we have said it. Resources is not why we want to even have our freedom. Resources will help us build our nation, but our nation must first come before we build the nation.
Nigeria's constitution, like America's,
begins with a simple and profound idea. We, the people.
And during this election, you, the people of Nigeria, have a chance to make your voices heard, to choose your future.
The United States does not support any individual candidate for office.
But we strongly support a peaceful election
that reflects the will of the people of Nigeria.
Because free and fair elections in Nigeria help create a freer and fairer world for everyone.
Your vote matters. This election matters, not only to Nigerians, but to the rest of the world.
We're invested in your success. Our shared democratic futures depend on it.
Go to inecnigeria.org to prepare to vote, because your voice matters.
The Nigerian people have a friend and partner in the United States of America.
Now, did you hear that scam? That is a whole scam. Scam. The United States and the United States have a partner in Nigeria, and they told you that you are not a priority. Now, listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told these our idiot brothers who went to disgrace themselves in Lagos and other places that they want to vote. Listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to say.
voted in 1999, they rigged election, they looted the treasury. In 2003, it was 2003, you voted again. The treasury was looted. 2007, you went back to vote for another change. The treasury was looted. 2011, did you not go there? The treasury was looted. Each time you vote for them, they steal from you. And you know the funniest thing? Next time when they call you to go and vote, you will also go out to vote. That makes you an idiot. That's why you're a baboon or you're a monkey. You can't reason very well. On a most of my that's the saying of our people. If a road is so beautiful, you go that way. If you go on a road that the footsteps you see is only the one going, none coming back, you should turn back and go. That means it's not safe. This is something, the tales they used to tell us by the moonlight when we were small. You are now going into a forest. All the prints, the footprints you can see on the road is leading inside the forest. That is none leading back. No footstep coming back, only going in. If you go into that forest, an evil forest, you will die there. You have been voting all your life. There is no improvement. Why do you still go to vote? I'm just asking. Oh, sorry, please. You're a baboon or a monkey, and you're a Nigerian, isn't it? A very foolish idiot you must be.
That's it. A very foolish idiot you must be. They tell you just want to keep voting. You just want to keep voting. And that is what is wrong with our people. That is wrong with If you want to call into the program, you can call in right now. For those of you who want to call in, we have a limited time. In the next 5 minutes, we'll be through with this program, and all of that. Let me go to the message calling now and to see the messages that are here, to know your message, to see your messages. At least some messages have come so far since I refreshed. So let me try to look at the messages that have come. Of course, we talked about sound, and people talking about sound here. Let me go to where we have messages. We have Ugonaya says, lol, whoever they want, let them announce as the salary president. Biafrans doesn't care. Biafrans are going home to build their own nation. That's it. We are going to build our own nation. If they like the announcer, you see what they did. They want to make the confusion look like everything is working everywhere. BBC refused to publish it, and CNN refused to publish it. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody wants to make it look like something happened, and they don't want to give accurate analysis of the things that have happened. They are not even talking about, check BBC and all of that. They are not talking about these things they are doing to Biafrans in Lagos. Those foolish Biafrans who decided to walk and leave their houses, say they're going to Lasso or other places to vote. They're not talking about those ones. In the end, they will come and give you a result. That's what they're going to do. But we are going to get out of that contraption. We have said it and we have agreed on it. We have given our mandate today. We have said it right here. And we are going to seal it with our actions from today. No more part of being Nigerian. We are not Nigerians. We can never be part of a company and citizens of a company called Nigeria. No, no sane person can be a citizen of a company. You are only a business associate, you are an employee, you are an employer, or you are an investor. Something like that. You are never a citizen of a company. So we can never be citizens of any company. We are not stupid. The world cannot make us citizens of a company and stealing what belonged to us again. No, it can't happen again. We have stopped that nonsense. Austin Future says Biafra upgraded, and that's it. We have upgraded today. Seth says Biafra must come this year, and that's it. Must come this year. Seth, Seth Wanuche, thank you so much for that one. We have Mazi says Anambra State went out for voting today, but Nigeria gave them fake and incomplete voting materials. Those are the idiot Biafrans that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling baboons and all those animals. Well, they are even worse than baboons, because baboons would always do what they are created to do. But these ones are created to fulfill their destiny. They decide to put their destiny under Fulanis. So they are more stupid than baboons and monkeys. Love says Biafrans have spoken today. Thank you so much, Love. Biafrans have spoken, we all have spoken, and we are standing by what we have spoken. Another history is made. Jerry says, Kelechi, Jerry, thank you so much. My namesake, Kelechi, thank you so much, my brother. Mazi says, Biafra is my land of hope. Oh, yes, and that is why we have decided to make it mandatory today that we could say that no election in Biafra land, and we kept to our words because we listened to the instructions of the person who has liberated us. That was the heartbeat of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before he was kidnapped and extraordinarily renditioned, that there will be no election. And today we have proven that fact. We stood strong. We have decided to stand strong, and it is done. Edith Nedu says, good evening, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much for the response you gave to the American woman. God bless you. We love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much. It was my privilege. It was a privilege to do that. It was a privilege to do that. I needed to tell her and talk to her so that she can understand what is happening. And thank God she got the message very right and very correctly. Thank you so much. Austin Future says, charity begins at home. Yes, that is it. My earlier explanation, charity begins at home. You want to go to America, you want them to respect you. You go to America, you complain. See the way we are suffering. We Africans are suffering. And you don't want to go back to your home to set your house aright so that they will respect you. The way you lay your bed is the way you lie on it. When you don't set your home, when you don't build your home, nobody will regard you. Nobody will regard you. So if you like, go everywhere and make whatever. I've said it here before, that no matter what you achieve all over the nations of the world, no matter how much you have, no matter what you think you have, no matter what you think you have achieved and the wealth you have accumulated anywhere in the world, you have not achieved up more than 10% of what you are supposed to achieve, unless you fulfill destiny by reintroducing and bringing about sanity from where you came from, your source. Unless you identify with your source in a sovereign manner, the nation of Biafra or the nation of Oduduwa or the nation of Hausa or any nation that is indigenous to you, except you build that nation and establish your success in that nation as a base to every other success all over the nations of the world, you have not succeeded more than 10% of your capacity. Write it, I said it anywhere. Because a whooping 90% represents who you are and your source. That rest 10% is the outside, the things that you relate with outside you. But the 90% has to do with what you are, who you are, and your source, and the mission that you and your source has ordained you to achieve. So, but when you have a source that is disconnected from you, or you disconnected from your source, and your source is under subjugation, your source is under retrogression, and you are not successfully connected to your source, you are out there hustling as a slave somewhere else and making whatever you are making under slavery, you are not successful yet until your roots get successful. Tina Okere says, Biafrans, we are going home. And that's it. We are going home. No going back. We are going home. Yemi Okechi TV. Sit at home continues tomorrow. Thank you so much, Yemi. You have two names. Yemi is Oduduwa name. Maybe that's your husband's name. Okechi, Okechi and Yemi. So we have this joint alliance there in your name. Blessing Chiku says, you're right, concurring to what I've said initially. And Amani Abdallah says, pure blue, pure peace, blue. These guys, I don't know where you guys get these things that you always post. Jerry and Kenechiku says, Biafra is our religion. Yes, that is it. Biafra is our religion. And what it means that we are dedicated and loyal to Biafra, because Chukwuki has given us Biafra as a route to worship him, the sovereign king. Blessing Opoku says, Obidati's people are confused now. They are very confused. Let's see how they are going to cover their heads in shame. P-Square and Co. All of them that are just celebrating and jumping all around, thinking that they own Nigeria, not knowing that Nigeria is their company, is the company that employed them. They didn't even employ them. The people employed are people like P-Square and the politicians, who are eating from the crumbs and all of that. And then the real employers are the Fulanis. And then the owners of the company, the executives, are the British. Then every Nigerian is a product. You are just a product. They transact on you. You are a transactional commodity. That's what you are. That is why we say you are not a citizen, because you are only a product. It is a company. You better get it loud and clear now. Nigeria is a company. It is not a nation. A nation is a group of people with common ties. What common ties do we have in the contraption? What common tie does the Yoruba have with the Igbos? What common tribe does the Igbos or the Biafrans have with the Hausas? We can even somehow cohabit with the Yorubas, but the Hausas and all those criminals, all those terrorists coming from Sahel. What relation? What coronation do we? What relationship? How are we related? For God's sake! For God's sake! What is wrong with all these idiots who call themselves Nigerians? Get out of your comatose right now. Let your thinking faculty begin to operate normally and reasonably. Really foolish, really rubbish. Thank you so much, John Almeida, for that. Concurring to something I said initially. And Don says, Momon talk. I don't know what Don is saying here. Don, please, can you make us understand so that we know where you stand, whether you are standing for the truth or for the lies? We don't have time for nonsense here. We know that e-frogs are moving everywhere. They are e-frogs. They jump everywhere. I call them e-frogs because a frog would only jump around and make noise. They make irritating noise. But rats can go and destroy things. So if you call them e-rats, you are giving them credibility. You call them e-frogs because they can't look at how they have been e-frogging all this while. Were they able to stop us? We have been able to succeed today. We have been able to lay the mark today because we are not concerned about what e-frogs do. E-frogs, what frogs do is they make noise. You hear a frog, all frog can do is to make noise. So we call them e-frogs because they just make noise. When you call them e-rats, you are giving them credibility because they can go and destroy your documents, even your driver's license, or even your car documents, or even your certificate and all of that. Rats can go into your cupboard or into your wardrobe or all of that, do some damages. But frogs cannot do any damage. They just move around and jump around. Anywhere they go, they just jump into it. Even they see hot water, they jump into it. Anything they see, they jump and begin to make noise and begin to make noise and make noise. That's all they can make. Irritating noise. So I don't want I don't want to believe that you're an e-frog anyways, but just give me another message so that I can be clear about what you're saying. I'm going to read another message from you to be sure if you are truly for us or you're against us, and then we know how to treat you as an e-frog. We ignore you because frogs just make noise and they are not a threat. So we know how to deal with them. True Talk, Margaret TV says, True Talk, my brother, them raise our kids. And that's, I was trying to understand that, just make me understand. Thank you so much. Namazie is laughing there. And we have the message from, Chioma, no election in Biafra land, and that's what we stand for. All must hail Biafra, Chioma says, and Don says, continue shouting Biafra. The world is moving forward. Okay, now I know that this is an e-frog. Ignore the e-frog, let him continue to fool himself. That Don. He doesn't even, if they don't even have real names, they have foolish names. Frog, Don. Don't you see? They don't make sense in everything. They come with fake names. Everything about them is fake. So I want to say a thanks to Biafrans for rejecting Nigeria. Be clear. Very, very clear. Afro Emmanuel, thank you so much for that. Edith Nedu, let me read your message. You said, yes, you are correct, Mazi. This is the work we are doing here in Europe. You can imagine. That's the work. That's the work they do, taking care of people who are already about to die and peeing on their body, old man's shit, all this stuff. Just, oh Lord have mercy, they give you that kind of job because they know where you're coming from. You don't deserve, you are worthless. Where you're coming from, you don't have value. You don't have opportunities. So it is anything you see you want. And then you now come and say Black Lives Matters. Oh my God. You think it works that way? It doesn't work that way. You have to give yourself value. Nobody will give you value. You must give yourself value. And that is what Biafra is set to do this time. Joel Almeida says 10% of people disgrace themselves today, including P-Square, Charlie's boy, that one, what do you call him? He will never do yet. He still a fool himself. So let's leave that man until he do your Biafra without forcing your, say, look at this e-frog. The e-frog has jumped here. If it's not they paying you, why they hear they talk? Why they bother you for God's e-frog? For God's Don e-frog. What's in they worry you? I commend your effort so far. You have said it is. God bless you, my comrade. Thank you so much, Linus Mwafru. Thank you so much, Linus. I appreciate you for that. And Blessing of who says, so it depend them, it sweet us. Yes, so it depend them, it sweet us. That's the truth. One Nnamdi says, even fowls and goats and inside in Imo State. Yes, they were all inside. Everybody was inside, and all of that. We had a good time to the Biafra that your grandfather did not get. Every Biafra that your grandfather did not get. Okay, Biafra that your grandfather did not get. Everybody is here deceiving themselves. Monkey. Oh, this one's too na e-frog or Emeka Oba. Now one e-frog. Another e-frog. Oh my God. We please allow the e-frogs to express themselves. We have to, you have to allow them make the noise so that we can recognize that what we have there is a frog. So allow them to keep what do they call the sound of frogs now? Is it croak or something? Allow them to croak or something so that we can identify, oh, there's one frog here. So just read them and ignore them. They are frogs. Let them make their noise. Seth, one of you says very crazy. Okay, talking about you're responding to something. Solomon Ike said, don't cry as an obituary arm. Okay, leave the frog is just there. Benjamin Njoku says, sit at home, continues tomorrow. We always ahead of them. Biafra is here. That is it. Biafra is here. And certainly, did you guys see the U.S. consul white man that spoke in pidgin English? It was worse than Blinken's video. Really, I would like to have that one. I would like to have that one. I've seen e-frogs here, but the messages, I think I have to look at the names first before I begin to pick, so I don't get an e-frogs message popular here. You know, John Almeida says, unbelievable, Mazi Nnamdi and you all hit Blinken and Co. really hard. Yes, we needed to hit him so that he can understand that he cannot come and start fool. We are not fools. They still think that we are fools. Just imagine, and they are the fools because they live on criminality, stealing other people's resources. True Talk Margaret TV says European and America to have our resources, thieves. That's what they are. That's what they are, stealing other people's resources and thinking that they are doing, those people are stupid. He begged people to vote in broken English. Can you imagine? I would like to have that, you know, my brother. If you can send it to me on this number, on WhatsApp, I'll be happy. Jerry Kenechuku says, if Blinken were born during American freedom fighting, he would have been a saboteur. Jerry, honestly, you said it right. You know, you said it right, Jerry. Very correct. We may want to say it's complete scam. Yes, that's Blinken stuff. Complete scam. You said it right. You know, Afri says shame on US and Blinken. Today we Biafran reject them fully. Yes, we have shown to them you know, that they are, according to what Blessing who have said, very useless people, you know, very useless people. You know, Biafra True Talk TV, we thank you for your message. You said Biafra people are mumu. And not all Biafrans anyways, not all Biafrans, but those less than 10% who are misbehaving. They want us to remain in everlasting slavery. You know, Edith Nedu says that, and that's what they want us to be and want us to do. Nina Mezia says, don't, can't you reason well? He's an e-frog. He cannot reason. How can he reason? Leave an e-frog to reason the way he reasons. It doesn't have sense. Ume Modo, complete mumu people, some of them. That's it. That's it. Some of them are very, very mumushous, you know. Abayomi, my Oduduwa brother, Ayodeji. Am I correct? I want to get the real accent. Abayomi, Ayodeji. Or how? All hail Biafra nation, all hail Yoruba nation. Yes, so my brother, together we will make the victory. We're going to get a success together. Emeka Uba, Biafra will come in the year 2080. Can you imagine that? E-Frog also sending a message, and he's Emeka. He's calling himself Emeka. Biafra is winning. Chi Ebuka, thank you so much, Chi Ebuka, for that. And Solomon is talking to Don here. That's the e-frog there he's talking to. Winner Faith says their information is for the gullibles. Yes, that's what it is, for the gullibles, and that is what it is. You know, and True Talk says our Biafra people will keep voting every 4 years. That's it. That's what they want to do. But we know that we have freed ourselves, and we are free indeed. You know, Us says, bless you, brother. And today, Biafrans have made history with one voice. And that is it. We have made history with one voice. We have made history with one voice. We have made history with one voice. Austin says, Biafra is the winner. That's it. Biafra is the winner. Benin City also, True Talk TV, Margaret TV says, Benin City too. Okay, I think you are responding to something I said initially. Iwunne, it's been a long time. Where have you been? We are going home, whether they like it or not. Thank you so much for that message, Iwunne. Thank you so much. Iwunne, thank you so much. Love Akobundu. Okay. I think I was thinking it's a name from the Calabar area. Dear friends, he's speaking very loud. The world must listen. Love, thank you so much. The world must listen. Tina Okeke says we are going home, and that's it. We are going home. Tina Okeke, thank you so much. And Clement and Choma says, Francisca Choma says, we move Biafra. Thank you so much. We are moving, and we move to our promised land. John Almeida says, we already know the outcome of the election. Now Ohanese will put their head down in shame. Those are old men, you know, old men there who don't have sense. And so we have, I saw another E-Frog, I skip him now. And we have my brother from the Oduduwa Nation. I so much love people of Biafra Nation. Thank you so much, Abayomi, for that. Yes, we have another message from Anthony. Anthony says, no more Biafra, no more election in Biafra land from now till Biafra comes. That's it. We stand on that and we remain on that. Thank you so much. And we have Biafrans have spoken in loud voice. We will not validate the zoo again. Tina Okeke, thank you so much. Exactly, you're right, Nez, and what Namezia says in this one. And we have Sister Precious. Those people who called themselves Igbo or Fulani nomadic blood, who refused to recognize the truth that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Zamanepa is speaking, woe on them. Zoo disgraced them today. He said, woe on them. That's it. We have a message from Chinyere Francis says, Ihe Chukudere Odegoya. Okay, Ihe Chukudere Odegoya. Thank you so much. Yes, whatever God has written, He has written. That's it. What is written is written. What God has written is written. Thank you so much, my sister Chinyere, for that one. I wanted to miss the words, and I look at the it was looking at Yoruba Ode. And I was wondering, and I was like, Odegoya. All right, good to have you there. Abayomi, God bless Biafra Nation, and God bless Biafra Nation, and God bless Oduduwa Nation too. Thank you so much. And Nigeria has money for war, but can't feed the poor. Oh, my brother, you want to take me to another topic? I don't want to talk about that. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking, maybe on Monday I'll talk more on this, because it's so annoying that you begin to wonder how people just endorse such kind of criminality and all of that. We have a message from Prince Nkem, majority carries the vote, and that's it. That's what has happened today. We have a message from Jerry Kelechi, Meka, I'm so sure you have a Fulani blood running in you. Leave those E-Frogs, my brother. They are E-Frogs, so we don't have time for them. Yemi, okay, Chi TV, we're still sitting at home, 26, 27, 28. Real Biafrans, stay focused. That's it. We're still sitting at home. Let me read the messages fast because of time. Anthony and NHC says Royal Niger Company, present Nigeria. That's it. It's the present Nigeria. And want to check. Sorry. Real Biafrans have one mind and one love. They unite to do things without listening to any negatives. And that's the fact. We always unite to do things when we want to do them and when we discover the truth. Austin Future says Nigeria is a general market. Everybody comes to trade. And that's it. It belongs to the British. So, and because they are stealing, they always want it to be general so that anybody could come and do a rubbish. And as long as they sustain their stealing and program. Tina Okeke says the Biafra have spoken. The difference is clear. Thank you so much, Tina, for that. Biafra has come to give the black life. We don't have black lives. We have brown colored people. Biafra has come to give African life value internationally. Just slow. We are not blacks. We are Africans. We are brown in color. I don't think you are black. I know you are brown. Your color can be brown, light brown or dark brown, or deep brown, not even dark brown, deep brown, light brown, chocolate color, cotton color, and all of that. One name, you are doing well. We are going home. All hail Biafra mindset. Jazz. Wow. I love jazz music, and I played very well those days with my bass guitar. I play jazz very, very well. In fact, I love jazz is one of those things I love playing with a bass guitar very well, and all of that. And funk, funk jazz too. And Macon, good to have you here. Nigeria is British biggest, it's British. Good to have you, my brother. And thank God I saw you again today. Good to have British biggest investment in Nigeria. Nigeria is a company name where they keep slaves and take their resources for trade and make profits. And that's it. That's just the fact. And then they call them citizens, giving them a Takia definition, telling them that they are citizens, whereas they are just products. They're just products, And Chinyere Francis says, good evening, my brother. You have said it all. Thank you so much, Chinyere. Edward, it's been a long time. I saw you, Edward Uchechi. Stay strong, my people. Casey Carrigo, thank you so much, Adio Carrigo, my brother Carrigo. I tell you, Afro Emmanuel says Charlie Boy Mumun can never do. His Mumun na follow come, man. Now really follow come and believe in the Baba go remain like that till he payment. Oh my brother, that's man. When I sometimes I look at it, I say, are you sure he is the son of that man who was a lawyer, a strong lawyer then in Nigeria with that son? I've forgotten the name of his father now. I can remember. Lester Thomas says some of our foolish people are voting. And that's it. They are voting because they are foolish. That's why they are foolish, you know, and that's why they are Nigerians. Instead of say foolish, that's why they are Nigerians, because Nigeria means foolishness. Yes, not all Biafran people are mumu. And True Talk, Margaret TV, thank you so much for adding that to your submission, earlier submission. Jerry Kelechi says, one good thing is that even the zoo law enforcement personnel sit at home. Honestly, I tell you, they sat at home. They sat at home, they observe. But majority of our people are not participating in the fraudulent selection process called election. Elias Thomas. Somebody was saying that don't mind them, election was held. And we are telling them that we know that some places election were held, but we had 98% compliance to the no election. So you can't come here to tell us rubbish. Uche Mwale says those that voted for the their early grave. In my room, the fools who don't know their left and right were celebrating. That's it. That's when you see fools. They are always fools. That's the problem about foolish people. Dede Madu, Mazi, Dede Madu, Abraham, Chukwujeku. Oh, my brother, good to have you here. Dede Madu, Mazi Ambrose, you split to Jane and other folks today on Space. Thanks, my comrade. Thank you so much. So you were there. Good to have you. I'm surprised that most of you were on that Twitter space. I'm even surprised that, you know, I've seen message from Nedu here, you know, and other people who have thanked me for that. You know, and I was wondering, so you guys were all there. Wow, great to have you guys here too. After being there, you are here again. Kinsley Odumegwu. In fact, I was waiting for that to finish before coming to do the broadcast because I wanted to be really listen to people, you know, and it was a great one. I sent the video to your Twitter. Okay, Kinsley says he has sent the video to my Twitter. All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it and listen to it. Lynn, you said you're going to send a particular video also. You can send it on Twitter or you send it to this number on WhatsApp too, and so that I can have it, you know. Alos here. Friday, victory is sure. No question, we are going home. To God be the glory, and that's the truth. To God be the glory. Check out Twitter. I shared it with you. The American Broken English. Okay, INEC employee. All right. Okay, that's the same. All right, that's the same stuff that Lynn wanted to send Kinsley. Thank you so much for that. I'll check it out. Gloria Benjamin says, Kelechi, thanks so much for supporting Samuel Ekpa and Biafra Restoration Project and your discretion. Thank and God bless you. Thank you so much, Gloria. I think I saw Glory Benjamin. Did I see you on Twitter also? It seems I saw you too. You actually made a comment or something. Our collective voices were heard today. May Chukwu Okike be praised. Thanks to our media. Mazi Samanepa and Biafran spokesperson is the good guy here. Abraham, yes, that's it. The good guy. Keep doing the work, bro. A message from, you know, Malachi says, bro, keep doing your good job. Thank you so much. Seth says we're going home. Seth 102 says we're going home. We must go home. Thank you so much. Backward never. Biafra forever. Praise. I've said it. Biafra forever. Praise with Nonye. Thank you so much. Oh my. Stan Chooks. All hail Biafra. Now that I'm rounding off, I'm about running away. Prince has come. Prince has come already. I have to bring him in. You're welcome, sir. I have just gone so far now.
I'm so sorry, my brother.
You're welcome.
It's been so busy. It's been so busy for us here.
Yes, I know.
I thought to myself, no, you must be live. Let me just try and click and see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thank God I caught you perhaps towards the tail end of your program.
Yes.
I thought to myself, I'm going to drop just 1 or 2 words to my fellow Biafrans to reassure all of you that God is on our side. The biggest shame today goes for Blinking and was Katrina Lang and all the rest of them that are using Biafra, trying to use Biafra as slaves, and they've done this for years. The biggest shame will always go back to them because suddenly their shame is out in the open. These are people who have given no damn about all the killings going on. They knew about the influx of, in fact, nobody would be certain that they were not responsible for the influx of terrorists into that contraption for whatever purpose. But we know that they are fixated on anything called oil, anything called gas. They value money. They value these things more than mortal beings that gave rise to these things. And that's part of the reasons why God has chosen Biafra to come this season. Now, I want to reassure all Biafrans Don't be moved by whatever is going on. Don't be moved by anything. It will all add up. Everything is going to add up towards the delivery of Biafra. It doesn't matter what the outcome of their election is or how they want to play it. And it's important we know that the shame belongs to Katrina Lang and co. For leaving an innocent man chained in prison. Okay? And that is not their concern. Their concern is Nigeria election. Showing you clearly the depth of their wickedness, showing you clearly the depth of their dark intentions for humanity. God is upset with them. I can assure you that. God is, and they can't go free. They can't, because they chose to do the wrong thing and ignored the right thing. They are fixated. They are conditioned to believe and adore and worship all these things, money, crude oil, etc. That's their fixation. They haven't asked themselves, what did they bring to the world? And what are they going to take out of this world? They haven't. They are just blindly living this life as if they created the world. You and I know they are liars. You and I know that they themselves even know that their own spirit convicts them. They know they are playing games with humanity. They can't deny it. But you know what? Rest assured that Biafra is here. It doesn't matter how they turn or where the dice, however the dice rolls, in the end, just like Onyendu said, Biafra must come because God, Oduduwa, Creator, had destined Biafra to be here. So all these things you're seeing are part of what you have to see and part of what have to happen before Biafra is declared. So all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, all hail Yoruba nation, all hail Yoruba nation, and all hail all the other nations that want to be free. This is the season of freedom. Anyone that wants to be free will be free this time. And freedom is here for humanity at last. I just wanted to come in and declare these words to all of you. So
thank you so much.
Don't blink. Don't blink because you're not what's his name? Blinking. Yeah, so don't blink. You're not blinking.
We're not going to blink at all. Biafrans should not blink.
I thank you. I thank you all, and thank you, Kelechi, for being so steadfast and faithful in your pursuit for this hallowed event, Biafra restoration. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you so much for your little words. Have given, of course, Biafrans some encouragement too. Thank you so much. We are not blinking. We are firm and we are looking. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
So goodbye now and enjoy. Bye now.
Okay. All right then. We're rounding up already. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Biafrans. You have heard it from Prince Ezem and wonderful there. The first name I'm going to see here that is coming from at least that's Calabar area. Usong Obot. Dons Usong Obot. One love to you, my Biafra people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Don. Elisa Thomas says, Oputa. Okay, yes, the father. Okay, Oputa, yes, Oputa, yes. You remember that Oputa panel during is it ABB or Babacha time or something? They made one Oputa panel. I remember that time, in the 90s and all of that. Somebody would say, how old are you? All right, Afraid Man says one of the British or American people said Nigeria is the biggest economy because that's where they make their greatest loot. That's why they call it the biggest economy. I think I said this about last, I think 4 days ago or so. That's why they call it the biggest economy. Kelechi, try educate that viewer. The meaning of world has moved on. Maybe he doesn't understand. John Almeida. Okay, that are you talking about the e-frog? That the world has moved on. We're going to talk about that, maybe tomorrow or next, or in 2 days' time. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to look at the side of Chukokike so that and then begin to give some analysis in that regard. So that okay, we will still talk more about this sit at home tomorrow, and we're going to talk more on this issue of the world move on. So please, John, tomorrow remind me on that. 4 p.m. Biafra time, I'm going to be here, and we're going to talk about that. Adobe Kamso says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Adobe. I will keep it up, and I'll keep doing it. Even the Biafra you're fighting for will be governed by a man, not by an alien. And what does that? And so, mistake and pray he doesn't lead guys to the ground. And so, what do you expect? Are you telling us that did we say aliens are going to lead us? That is why we have our nation, so that we can coordinate ourselves, get the right constitution, put the right measures where we can checkmate people who come to rule or lead us. That is why I will talk more on this point you have brought here, because sometimes we always are, we don't face facts. We always go after shenanigans. We always go about the secondary things. We argue on things that are sentimental. Talking about who leads you, and who said God will come and lead you. We are going to lead ourselves. Is it not a human being that's leading America? It's not a human being that's leading China. It's not a human being that's leading Russia and Ukraine and all those places. It's not a human being that is leading Britain. But they have a structure that makes those people not go beyond their boundaries. That is why we want freedom, so that we can set up structures that will make people not go beyond their boundaries. So when you people come with all these narratives, you are going to govern yourself, this you don't love yourself, blah blah. For God's sake, and you have an entertainment TV. You see, sometimes we that are in the entertainment industry, sometimes the way we reason, I'm an entertainment person because I'm into music. Strong music teacher, strong one. I've taught many places outside the zoo and in the zoo. So I've taught choirs, mass choirs of churches, of those ministries that you know that are popular. So I'm into music, so I know how people reason. We just reason like fish. What has who is going to rule you, and then the person is going to make mistakes? And is he going to be a saint? Is he going to be a perfect person? No, because he's a human being, he will make mistakes. But you have to set standards that will check people, put people in check. That is why you need your sovereignty. When you have your sovereignty, you would have the opportunity to set standards to check people who come to govern or lead you. Then you can also set standards even for the citizens, not to go. Today you go to America, can you eat banana peel and throw on the streets of America? But you do it in Lagos, don't you? You know why? Because there's a structure in America that subconsciously it rings in your mind, and you try to be careful not to break the law, or else you get into trouble. You drive against traffic and you get shocked. You say, oh my God, I'll be caught now. You know you're in trouble because there's a structure. But in Nigeria, you just drive. And you just drive. In fact, you can even hit the policeman and kill him and go your way. You know why? Structure. So you want us to stay on. Where have you seen that in a country, all over the nations of the world, they have two kinds of laws? Sharia law and then the contemporary law or the conventional law. I call it contemporary law, conventional. People call it secular law. Why? Where have you seen where two laws govern people? Because you are not a nation, because you are not together. Is that not the reason for the confusion? If you want somebody have been cut, the neck of one of your family members have been cut off by Fulani, I don't think you send this message. So you're telling us to just relax in Nigeria because we don't know who's going to rule us or lead us or come to govern us. So we just forget about our freedom. We just sit down and accept Nigeria because we're not sure of who's going to lead us. For God's sake, you think we that are talking like this will not allow any idiot to come and lead us in Biafra? We will stand strong on our. That is why our constitution, the constitution that is designed, has the facilities to check evil. If you don't know, we look at all the evils in Nigeria and we decided to form a constitution that would check all these evils. So we are not stupid. So when we're asking for freedom, don't come and tell us when you don't know, people are asking for freedom. You're asking for Biafra when you don't know who's going to come govern you. That is an argument, a dumb argument. You don't make such kind of intelligent people don't make this kind of argument. That's a dumb argument. Airplane boys entertainment. And now this, can you imagine airplane boys entertainment? These are all these boys who just sag. They just wear their trouser, put for their nyash. The trouser will fall. Then they say they're entertainment. They are boys. They are niggers. That's how they reason. How can you come here and pose this kind of thing? Say men are not perfect, imperfect. So that is why because men are not perfect, so you just give your daughter to anybody to marry. For instance, let me ask you a question. Or men are not perfect, or women are not perfect, you go and marry anybody. You must make sure that you put things right. You must make sure you get the right thing in place. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Thanks for your speech today. I really appreciate you. Chika says, Chika Okore, thank you so much, Chika. I appreciate you on that. Macons. I'm not an American. I'm a Biafran guy. Of course, I know you're a Biafran guy. I know, of course, very well. I know you're a Biafran guy. In fact, you are a core Biafran guy and doing core business in Biafra. I know I've been observing your comments, and I know you belong to some stuff that you are somebody who believes in Biafra very well. You know, good job. Emmanuel says, Emmanuel Umekwe. Okay, Umekwe. And Emmanuel says, good job. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for that. True Talk Margaret TV says, okay, sir, because I am very angry with those people who go for the election. You don't need to be angry. You don't need to be angry. We will always have people who will rebel. They are always there. After all, who is going to stand for the black sheep when all the sheep are white? Who is going to stand for the black? There must be somebody who is going to stand for black. After Emmanuel, as a Biafran guy, freedom fighter, we take in Biafra. We are ready to do anything for our nation, Biafra, even if it's to die and let Biafra come. I'm good to go. That's it. That's the spirit of my brother. And I know you will have that kind of spirit, of course. I know you very well. Nnamdi says, welcome, sir. Thank you so much. And I think you're telling me something on what I said initially. Malcolm says, remember, our children will not suffer. That's it. All hail Biafra. And Future says here, all hail Biafra. Also, True Talk Margaret TV says also, all hail Biafra. And then we have a message from, Priscilla Annie. All hail Biafra. Priscilla Annie. All these are names that are this slavery name. We have to change them when Biafra come. Every one of us, when we are registering and becoming citizens of Biafra, we must change all this slavery name, including my own, Ambrose. I'll remove that Ambrose. I'll put Kelechi something, my traditional name. We must change. We must renounce every slavery mentality. We must take them off because we must begin to be proud of. Have you ever heard any Chinese say his name is John? Have you ever heard any Russian say his name is Jonathan? They don't, because they know they have been redeemed in their minds because we are still slaves. That is why we have many people fighting their freedom, because their minds are still enslaved. You know how? You know it by the names they bear. They always want to have everything to do with the English. They want to have everything, including the one they call baptismal name. Jesus is from Israel. Jesus was born in Israel, in Judah. He's a Hebrew, he's a Jew, and then they give you baptismal name as a Christian in like of Christ. That means living like Christ. They give you, instead of giving you a name that is Jewish, they give you a name that is English. That tells you that something is wrong somewhere. The Roman Catholic Church will give you a name and tell you that your name is Jane Francis, your name is Priscilla, your name is this, your name is that. They give you a name that suits their religious program that they have used the Christ to design. If they are true, they would have given you a Jewish name. That's what they would have given you. They would have given you a name of the Jew, a Jewish name, or a Hebrew name. That's what they would have given, because Jesus is from the Jews. He's a Jewish person. He's a Jew. Thanks, sir, for your advice. True Talk Margaret TV, talking and responding to his prince, I think so, and all of that. And Clement says, God bless you, bro, to all hail Biafra and Yoruba Nation. Thank you so much, Clem. Good to have you here, Clement. Thank you. I appreciate you. Nnamdi says, thanks and God bless you, my brother Kelechi, and for your uncompromised speech today. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that too. All hail Biafra, Oduduwa in Finland. Thank you so much, Jerry Kenichuku. All hail Biafra and Finland and Oduduwa and all the nations. Don't know Obasanjo Tenor. Yes, Oputa panel. Don't know Obasanjo Tenor. Yeah, you're correct. Thank you so much for reminding me, okay, John. Thank you so much, Dan. It was his father who sat on that panel, led that panel. Now look at him constituting nuisance, calling himself area father, snapping picture naked. Oh, that man, 70-year-old man. When I hear that thing, I just love that 70-year-old man. That phrase is so funny. Elekwachi, Obioma, thanks. Good to have you. Of course, you called initially. Thank you so much. All must hail Biafra. God bless Biafrans. Ise, thank you so much for that. Elekwachi says, all must hail Biafra. Yes, and that is it. Tell them, uncle, loudly. Okay, that's Nnamdi says that. Tell them loudly. Yes, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. What makes the difference will be the Biafra Constitution and laws. That is it. Biafra Constitution and laws is what makes the difference. Laws and Constitution makes the difference for the people. Don't be asking who is going to come really. You think the person will come and rule on his own volition? He's going to be voted in on a constitution, and he's going to swear an oath to a constitution prepared by reasonable people. Prepared by reasonable people, not by touts and Fulanis. Nigeria Constitution was prepared by Fulanis. For the Fulanis, for Sharia. That is why you have what is happening now. It can never be right. God bless the good guys. Yes, so Austin Future, God bless the good guys. Thank you so much. Namezi says God will soon pull them down as Biafra is rising. That's it. God will pull them down as Biafra rises. Biafra rises, they go down. Diana Ogunbi, good to see you again today. The news reporters that with Peter Obi to Southeast have reported Peter Obi cried to the world that Biafra freedom is here. He never cry. He never cry well. He go cry very well. He go cry very well. John Almeida says now the viewer is sure who is going to rule them. He has to be sure because sometimes you see some kind of messages that are just very, you begin to wonder, how do people reason? I sent the video to the WhatsApp number as well. Kelechi, thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Lynn, for that. And I also have my other brother and send it to Abraham, send it to Kingsley, sorry. Kingsley sent it to my Twitter too. So I'm going to watch it. And they are dead, brain dead. That's it. Brain dead. When you see people sagging, put their trouser for their nyash, you know, say something is wrong somewhere. Aguzie. That's what P Square and Co are doing. That's why you see them constituting nuisance on social media, telling you that Pete, Obi that. You begin to wonder, you just begin to wonder how this will reason. The same way, of course, after another 8 years, they'll still be the ones to dance again and tell you that election is very important. Aguzie says, God must surely see us through. He say, remember, the fight for freedom is in the hands of God. Benjamin Joko says, I celebrate you, brother. Good analysis and straight to the point. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for that. I appreciate you too. Onye Chukuma. Onwe Chukuma, okay. All hail Biafra. That should be hail Biafra. Thank you so much, my brother, for that. We know it's a typographic error. Lino Benson says, Kelechi, have you read this book by Malcolm Mogarich, Christ and the Media, especially page 64, about Biafra and the bloodsuckers celebrating the death of our people with fake and manufactured news? Please send me the topic again so that I don't forget. Send me the topic again, Christ and the Media. Send it to me on WhatsApp so that I can check it out. I've not read that book. I'd like to read it to get the thoughts of the writer. Theophilus says, this name, you're going to change it once we get Biafra. All these names we have packed from Britain, we're going to change it. We're going to go by our traditional name. Well done, guys, for standing with Mazi Nnamdi in this Biafra liberation. Yes, so we stand together and together we win. And Fine Max says, good evening, Mazi Nnamdi, and God bless you and all Biafrans and Oduduwa. Thank you so much, Oduduwas. Thank you, Oduduwa people. Thank you. Sorry. Emmanuel Ofo says, some people really have very, very low abilities to think well. That man is imperfect. Does not mean that you should recognize what is good and not. That's it. That man is imperfect, okay? So when man is imperfect, when man is not perfect, then you just allow any rubbish to take place. It doesn't happen that way. So true on the names, Lynn says. Yes, very, very much important. Our names, as soon as we begin to take records and record the names of taking statistics and taking the details of Biafrans and taking data of every Biafran, you must change that name that Britain gave you, whether by baptism or whatever they call it, baptizing you into their religious rituals that they call Christianity, whereas Christ is different from what they are preaching. And they give you an English name instead of a Jewish name. That tells you that it is scam. You change it to a Biafra name. Have you heard a Chinese call himself John? I've asked you this question before. No, you've not heard that. So you should understand what is happening. They are scamming us mentally, deceiving us in all ways. On one hand, Unit says, let's get what we are looking for first, and then we'll talk about names. My brother, you have to think about names too, because names is part of how they enslaved you. It's part of it. So leave that matter. Leave that matter. Names is very important because the first thing that happens to you when you are born is your name. Now Biafra has been born. Today we have made a mark. We must tell ourselves, orientate ourselves to the fact of the problems, where the problems come from. So that it's not when you get your freedom, you begin to do the right thing. No, you start doing the planning for the right thing before you get in. That is why South Sudan is in trouble today, because they didn't plan themselves very well. They got into the country, got their independence, and then they now saw that they were not prepared. They start fighting, killing themselves. But thank God they are trying to get back on their feet right now. We plan everything. We know the names, our names, religion, and all of these are problems. We now correct these things before we get in. So you have to understand, Eunice, understand that in that direction. No wise person goes into a program before planning. You plan before you go into the program. You plan. Jesus says, does anyone get to build a house without counting the cost? You count the cost, get the arrangement, get the cost and everything intact. Then you start building so that you know how you're going to finish it. So you don't go in and start talking about your name. No, your name is part of the problem because Britain gave you your name as a psychological program to enslave you. So you have to deal with that. Macon says, I'm going, brother. Take care. Don't have time to listen. We are falling back. So you later. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to, the messages are finishing. I'm going to be fast so that we can go. God chose and called Caleb to lead the children of Israel because they're pure. That's how God will also give Biafrans real and sincere leaders. That's it. Mazi, thank you so much for that. Nnamdi, thank you for that. God will give us, he gave us the freedom. He's going to give us sincere leaders. Prince of Peace says, but what has our name got to do with belief? We can even be named after Jesus. You think so? Don't worry. I'm going to talk about names later so that you can understand this. When I have in that program, I'm going to talk about names so that you can know the impact of names. Even before God himself was born as Jesus, they even told the parents about the name he's going to be called because of the significance of name. Name is significant. Why did Adam wake up and say she shall be called woman? Because she was brought out of the man. Name is important. All hail Biafra. And Mwizu says, Anete, good to have you again. Arinze says, that man called Charlie Boy, his mom will never do. In fact, he will never depart from till he dies. Charlie Boy, that man, Now, wow. And so we have Udoka wants to say, God Almighty be all the glory, praise, honor, and adoration. We are going home by his grace. I'm just trying to read the message so that we all can be part of saying our minds on these things that have happened to the Mazi Nnamdi. God bless you for your good work. Udoka wants to thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you too for appreciating me. Dr. Benjamin says, Dr. Benjamin, good to have you today again. The momentum Biafra have now is astonishingly wonderful. EU, and other international eyes are focused on Nigeria now. I wish Irats and all saboteurs can align with Biafra restoration mandates. They are e-frogs, they're not e-rats, because rats can destroy documents, destroy things. Frogs cannot destroy. They jump from one place to the other, making noise. So they are e-frogs. Happylistic says, and we must make sure that anyone who does against the Constitution will be held accountable. Yes, the Constitution itself has what it takes to deal with them very, very well. And we checkmate. I mean, the checkmating is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful in the Constitution. Rose Afuebu says, God bless you for your good work for Biafra. Thank you so much, Rose. I appreciate you too. I have to read to the last message so that Ronnie Nathaniel, the zoo has fallen. Everybody should rise up. Everybody to take Biafra Oduduwa nations now. Fulani oligarchy and our politicians must be held down. Yes, they must. This is the time to take action, stringent actions against those guys. Steve Sopuruchi says, hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, hell that MNK promised. Okay, hell that MNK promised the zoo is brutaliously manifested in Mazi Samanek, but brutaliously. I like that adjective. Thank you so much. Mary K says, Mazi Kelechi, it will be good. Let people of Biafra be writing of what is happening. So when Biafra come, books of all happening will be in Biafra history book he taught in schools. Yes, we are going to be compiling history. I'm compiling mine. People should be compiling all of this stuff so that we can actually do the right thing. I'll have the message before the last, and that man called Charlie Boy is Mumu never do. Okay, Arinze, you have posted this message before, and all of that. So, so the last message here is from my sister. Where is it? Why is the message not displaying? Okay, my sister Candy Cheerzo. Thank you so much. I always say my sister. I don't know whether it's a guy. I think it's a guy. The other time you corrected me. Charlie Girl. Says Charlie Girl. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Keep fit and strong. We are going home. We are going home. We are going home. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed. We are going to go home. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will lead us into freedom. We appreciate you. Please keep praying. Keep believing. Trusting God. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Pray for Simon Ekpa too. And pray for every true freedom fighter. Pray for yourself. Pray for those who are in the front line. And pray for everyone who is a partner all over the nations of the world. We all would stand strong for this freedom to be completed. And this is the time we're going to take these actions and do the right thing. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you all. And I say thank you so much. Esther Ofidom says, blessings, Kelechi. I heard that the Iflefus are voting in Anambra somewhere. Yes, we have people who are still doing their votes somewhere, but 98% of Biafrans have said that they are not voting. And we recorded a very critical, significant result today. 98% didn't vote. The rest are nothing to us. Because in election, of course, when you get 60% or even more than 50%, you already won. So we have already made the referendum. Of course, even at referendum, some people will still vote for Nigeria. That's what has happened. So we have conducted the referendum. We have gotten more of the people saying we want Biafra. And that's what we have gotten. So thank you so much. Bless your heart. Kelechi, Jisike, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. Thank you all. And Chukwuka, bless you all and bless you guys. And I love you all. See you again tomorrow by 4 p.m. Biafra time. Thank you so much. God bless you. Very good.